Another Monday Night Raw in the books from Brussels, Belgium. I thought Raw was a good show. I thought Raw was a pretty serviceable show. I think we all can agree on the big takeaway from the show tonight was the John Cena promo. We will go over Cena's promo. We will go over everything that he said, what I thought about the promo. And there's a one little minor detail that I did not like about John Cena's promo, which was great tonight, don't get me wrong. But, again, there was that one little thing, one little minor, not a big thing, not a big deal, but one little minor detail in Cena's promo that I did not like. We will go over it as we go over the show. I know Bron Breakker and Finn Balor fought for the IC title in what I thought was a good main event, very good main event on Monday Night Raw. And we got some pieces going to WrestleMania. We got some pieces flowing pretty well. Some story building up towards WrestleMania, and I don't mind it. So I thought Raw was a pretty good show. Rollins was on the show tonight. Apparently, he's going to be on SmackDown Friday night, so that's going to be a big show. I will cover it right here on the Near Fall podcast on Friday night, as I am off from work on Friday, so you guys will get a SmackDown review. Sorry for not giving you guys a SmackDown review last week, because I was going through, some mental stuff, and a little bit of, what? How can I say this nicely? I can't even think of the words right now, to be honest with you. That's how exhausted I am from work. Burnout. There you go. I was burnt out from work, and on top of that, I had a whole bunch of a mental situation that I went through, but I'm good. So, we will talk about Monday Night Raw in its entirety tonight. One thing I want to mention real quick, before I get with this review and give you guys all my social media and, all that good stuff. So apparently on Sunday, I tweeted a post on Twitter about how Mercedes Moné is the Hulk Hogan of the women's division in AEW. And I asked everybody, specifically a lot of Mercedes Moné fans, aka the Mercedes crew, which, by the way, are a whole bunch of, what. I asked this question, and yet I didn't get not one single response. Who has Mercedes put over since she's joined AEW? Who? She hasn't put not one single woman over in AEW. And I got attacked for, defending JD and being a fan of him and supporting him and everything else. So, I don't know how that's even a freaking thing now. But, if you're a Mercedes Moné fan, God bless you. But at the same time, you need Jesus in your life, seriously. You really do. I had a whole bunch of faceless idiots, a whole bunch of virgins on my mentions talking about my weight and stuff and how I look and everything. I'm like, listen, I don't take you people serious. And I'm talking specifically to the Mercedes crew. I don't take any of you serious. All I'm saying is, you wouldn't match that same energy that you posted on me. You wouldn't match that same energy outside Twitter. You really wouldn't. So that's all I got to say about that. We will go over Monday Night Raw tonight. Again, what I thought was a good show. We will go over everything. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys enjoyed Monday Night Raw tonight, if you enjoyed John Cena's promo, do me a solid favor. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. What were your thoughts on John Cena's promo? And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. Monday Night Raw review from last week is down below in the description if you guys missed it. Roman Reigns came back last week. And apparently Roman will be on SmackDown Friday alongside with Punk and Rollins. So again, SmackDown will be huge on Friday. I will be covering the show right here on the Near Fall podcast. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. And also, my social media will be down below in the description of this very video. Raw kicked off tonight with John Cena. In my opinion, one of the greatest of all time. No doubt about it. The live crowd rains boos, loud boos on John Cena as he contemplates what to do in the ring. Now, when I heard John Cena come out and you heard all those boos, it gave me 2011 Money in the Bank in Chicago vibes. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but presenting Cena to the international crowd instead of in the US, in my opinion, is a genius move by Triple H. Absolute genius of a move. I would have never thought about that myself. Hey, I even said it last week on my Raw review. It was a little disappointing that Cena didn't show up at Madison Square Garden last week. Now we know why. So, thumbs up for Triple H on that one. Cena grabs a microphone and says when someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. He tweeted that, I believe, 2 days ago. By the way, if you guys don't know, John Cena does follow me on social media, especially on Twitter. He says for 25 years, he's been the victim and says all fans is hurtful towards him. He says fans have bullied him for years and expected him to be their puppet with a smile on his face. He says he's not a babyface or a heel, but rather a human being. I love that line when John said that he's been a victim of an abusive relationship with the fans. Brilliant line. Brilliant line by John there. He says fans have bullied him for years and expected him to be the puppet with a smile on his face, and he says he's not a babyface or a heel, but rather a human being. Cena says every single fan has been awful towards him for 25 years, and they let him know when he first arrived in Pro Wrestling Entertainment back in 2002. He says fans let him know that he wasn't worthy of his attention, and he changed himself to get fans to like him, but it wasn't enough. He says he worked hard and started to win over and over again, but it still wasn't enough. And he spent the next 10 years of his life giving everything he could. He says he could walk away his final moments, and he tried doing something nice for his fans, but it still wasn't enough. Cena says the live crowd is proving his point every time they take their breath. And no matter what he does, it's never enough, and the fans should be ashamed of themselves. He says all fans do is take and take and take, and only care about themselves while he puts his values on the line. He says fans get nothing and explains that he isn't changing his theme song since his voice is on the track. Which I don't mind, by the way. We'll get to that in a second. He tells fans to take a long look in the mirror and reflect on how awful they've been to him. Fans chant for Cody Rhodes. As Cena says, his points go for every single person in the live crowd. He says the fans who chant for him are just as awful because they claim to support him while having done nothing to actually do so. He says they steal his personal moments and time and have made him on the receiving end of an invisible joke for 15 years. He says fans wear his t-shirt to make him feel good, but he lives the words hustle, loyalty, and respect, and never give up every single day. He lives by that moniker. Cena says fans use him as an excuse for the failures of their lives, and they sit and watch him be great. He calls his relationship with fans toxic and dysfunctional, just how our relationship has been with the IWC. And then breaks up with all of them and says he doesn't need them anymore, he doesn't care about them, and they don't matter to him. All of a sudden, Cody Rhodes' music hits, and he makes his way out to the ring. Cody got a big ovation. Huge ovation. The wall was just even more powerful than ever before. Cody grabs the microphone, says everyone was willing to hear Cena out, including him. Then says while fans have given Cena the worst, they've also given him their best. He says fans did that because Cena was special, could take it and carry it. He asked Cena where the guy on the shirt is. Which, by the way, I do like the design on that John Cena shirt. The colors and everything else, I love it. Then says even after what he did, he was excited at the idea of going face to face with Cena, but all he got was what he is now. He warned Cena against bringing his new self to WrestleMania 41 because he will run him over and retire him early. He tells Cena to find his old self because he wants to wrestle that man at WrestleMania 41. Cody drops the microphone, and exits the ring. Cena looks at Cody, exits the building. Cena drops the microphone as well, exits the ring, grabs his towel, and makes his way to the back as the segment comes to a close. Great segment. I thought what Cena's promo was absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. Absolutely fire was John Cena's promo. I did mention earlier in the review, in my intro of this video, that there was this one minor thing, not a big deal, just a small little detail that Cena left out that I did not like in this promo. I said this to my guys in a group chat that I'm in on Instagram. Cena's fighting for 17 at WrestleMania. Why wouldn't he, or I should say, why didn't Cena mention the fact that he's going after 17 at WrestleMania? Cena should have mentioned it in his promo of how important it is to win 17. On how desperate he got. Don't get me wrong, still, sure. The promo was absolutely spot on by John. Don't get me wrong. But the simple fact is, you won the Elimination Chamber to get to Cody at WrestleMania. The least you could have done, at least in my honest opinion, in this promo, was mention how important 17 is to you. How important is it to win that 117th championship at WrestleMania? How important is it to you, John? That's what I wanted to hear in this promo. Sure, we didn't get that tonight. We'll probably get that next week in Scotland. As what we found out on Raw tonight, I think Cena, Cody, and Punk will be on the show next week. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's Cena, Cody, and Punk will be on Raw next week. In Scotland next week. So again, another big show next week. Cena was advertised for tonight. He will be advertised next week in Scotland and the week after that. So, these next couple of weeks on Raw should be pretty good. But again, Cena's fighting for 17 at WrestleMania. The least John could have done in this segment was to mention how important it is for John to win 17. On how winning 17 will put him up there as possibly the greatest of all time. And I'm going to sit here and ask you guys this question right now. You guys can answer this question in the comment section down below. Let's say if Cena was to win 17 at WrestleMania. Let's say he comes in WrestleMania. He has a killer match against Cody. Main event of night 2. Cena wins number 17. Does this win for Cena at WrestleMania, winning his 17th championship, does this championship put John Cena as the greatest of all time? My honest opinion, he's guaranteed a top 5. Guaranteed of all time. Guaranteed. If I was to give you guys my top 5 right now, it will be Taker number 1, Flair number 2, Shawn number 3, Austin 4, and Cena 5. Taker, Flair, Shawn, Austin, Cena. As the 5 greatest of all time. Yeah, sure, Brett is in my top 10. Sure. Brett's in my top 10. Absolutely. All-time favorite. Sure. Rock's in there too. All-time. Sure. But if Cena wins 17 at WrestleMania, does this put him up there as the greatest of all time? In my honest opinion, it puts him in the top 3. Guaranteed. It puts him in the top 3. And of course, when it comes to the greatest of all time, it's a honest, subjective conversation. Because I can sit here and tell you, oh, Undertaker is the greatest of all time. But people can tell me that Ric Flair is the greatest of all time. Sure. I'm not going to argue with you on that. But again, I do love this segment. I did. This segment was phenomenal. Loved it. It was great. Sure. And by the way, Cena not coming out to different theme music, I don't mind it. I don't mind it whatsoever. Maybe he does come up with new theme at WrestleMania. Maybe he does. I don't know. Is it possible that John can come out with new theme music going into WrestleMania? Sure. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. But if he wasn't to come up with a new theme, I wouldn't mind it. And on top of that, I don't know if you guys know this. Today marks the 20-year anniversary of John Cena's My Time Is Now theme. It came out 20 years ago to this very day. 20 years ago, March 17th, 2005. I remember this vividly. He was feuding with JBL on SmackDown after winning a #1 contender tournament at No Way Out. 2005 in Pittsburgh. I remember that feud vividly. He will still come out with the Dr. Thugonomics Word Life. And then when he became #1 contender for JBL's title, that's when he debuted My Time Is Now. So, the fact that it's been 20 years, boy, do I feel old. But yeah, this was a great segment. Great promo work by Cena. Listen, when it comes to the promo work, Cena's one of the all-time greats when it comes to cutting a promo. But holy smokes, was this good. I want to see more of this fire from John. I want to see more of this from John. I do. I want to see more from John. I do. We will see him in Scotland next week. Should be a big show. Because I believe Cena, Cody, and Punk will be at that show next week. And I think Friday on SmackDown, Rollins, Punk, and Roman will be in Italy on SmackDown Friday. I will cover SmackDown right here on the Near Fall podcast right here on the channel. Penta goes one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser in a no-holds-barred match. This was great. Great stuff here. Great stuff here. Penta wins. Fantastic match here. Great stuff. We will pick it up from the... I believe there was a commercial break on it. I believe there was. I'm not really too sure. I did, skip a couple parts from Monday Night Raw. It was... the one thing about Netflix that I love so much is that you can play it back. So I really do enjoy that. Thank you, Netflix, by the way. Thank you. So the bell rings. And the two men fire off strikes against one another. Kaiser gains the upper hand on Penta, but Penta clotheslines Kaiser out of the ring. Kaiser sends Penta crashing over the barricade near the timekeeper's area, but Penta quickly recovers and delivers a Hurricane Rana to Kaiser off the barricade that sends him crashing into the ring post. Kaiser grabs a couple of chairs from under the ring, but Penta drop kicks him out of the ring and flies over the top rope to level him. Penta then fires off chops on Kaiser's chest on top of the announce desk, but Kaiser gets Penta on his shoulders and sends him crashing on top of the announce desk with a Death Valley driver. You couldn't pay me all the money in the world to take a spot on that announce table. Just bring back the old announce table. Just bring it back. At least it breaks. Kaiser sends Penta crashing into the ring post and rains down right hands on him and sends him crashing into the barricade. Kaiser gets Penta back in the ring and drags him up the ropes, then fires off right hands on him. Penta fights off Kaiser and delivers a crossbody to him off the ropes and connects with a backstabber off him. Kaiser responds with a Death Valley driver to Penta, then charges at him on the outside. Penta delivers a back body drop to Kaiser that sends him crashing on top of the announce desk, then dumps him back into the ring. Penta and Kaiser exchange strikes, but Penta fires off forearms on Kaiser. Kaiser hits Penta with one of the chairs across his spine, then jams the chair onto his neck in the corner. Penta sends Kaiser's arm bouncing off the mat, then grabs one of the chairs and debates using it on Kaiser as Kaiser begs him not to. Obviously, it's the heel move to do. Kaiser grabs the chair off from Penta, but Penta uses it to land a super kick on him and ascends up the ropes. He follows it up with a Mexican Destroyer onto the chair and the Penta driver on it as well for the 1, 2, 3. Penta wins this no-holds-barred match against Ludwig Kaiser here on Monday Night Raw. Great match. Good stuff. Good stuff here. My question is, what the hell is Penta doing at WrestleMania? Obviously, for what we got on Raw tonight, and obviously after the main event that we got tonight as well, I'm leaning towards Penta versus Breakker for the IC title. I think that'll be a banger of a match at WrestleMania. Could you imagine that? Penta and Bron Breakker for the IC title? Oof. Brother. That would be a banger of a match. Banger. I'm assuming also after what we got in the main event of Raw tonight, I'm assuming we're getting Balor and Dominic at WrestleMania. And then maybe, just maybe, I don't know, do we get this new member for the Judgment Day debuting at WrestleMania or possibly on the Raw after WrestleMania? I don't know. If that is the case, who would be that new member for Judgment Day? I can't think of anybody right now on this Raw roster that would fit into Judgment Day as a heel. I don't know. Maybe somebody who we haven't seen in months. Maybe he's been out of action with some sort of injury and is coming back. I don't know. But if Judgment Day is teasing a new member, I don't know who it could be. But I think this match is great. A great matchup here. Penta wins. He's been killing it on Monday Night Raw. And I'm a big fan of Penta going back to AEW. Love Penta and his work. I'm happy for him. Don't get me wrong. I really am happy. I want to see him have a big role at WrestleMania. And I hope him and Breakker is the plan for WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. I think that would be a banger of a match for WrestleMania. Up next, we got Ivy Nile with American Made against Dakota Kai. All I'm going to say is Dakota Kai won this match with a go-to kick for the win. This was a very short match. I don't know what they're doing with Ivy Nile. I really don't know. Dakota Kai, I don't know either. I think she's been lost in the sauce, especially now with IO winning the championship 2 weeks ago. I don't know what they got planned for both of these ladies, but hopefully they got something for them for WrestleMania. IO SKY then makes way to the ring. Bianca Belair follows, and Adam Pearce is waiting in the ring for the contract signing for their match at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania. Give me a second, guys. I'm putting my MacBook to charge real fast. If I can get this charger out of the way real quick. Give me one solitary second, folks. We will talk about IO and Bianca's contract signing right now. All right, good. My MacBook is charging. Good. All right. So both IO and Bianca make their way down to the ring. They make their way down to the ring for this contract signing for their match at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship. This was a good segment. Good. Pierce says it's time to make Sky and Belair's WrestleMania 41 match official. I mean, Bianca did win the Elimination Chamber, so how is it official with a contract signing when IO already has her challenger for WrestleMania? Again, did we really need a contract signing? Or did we? Then says 2 signatures is what he needs, is Adam Pearce saying. IO grabs the mic and tells Belair that she won't disrespect her again. She says Rhea Ripley or anyone else who won't disrespect her again because she's the Women's World Champion. And after WrestleMania 41, she will still hold the title. Sky then signs the contract. That's one signature done. Belair says she respects Sky, but she will find out who she is at WrestleMania 41. She signs the contract, and Pierce thanks Belair and Sky for both being professional. Now, one thing you guys should know, Wrestling 101, when it comes to these contract signings, they never go well. They never do. But what they see on Punk see a long time ago, when it comes to these contract signings, there's always some type of catastrophe going on in these contract signings. Well, look no further. Rhea Ripley's music hits. She's in Belgium, folks. And she makes her way out to the ring as Pierce calls for referees. He then asks Ripley why she's at ringside, and Ripley explains that Sky slapped her last week. She questions why Belair is in the ring and tells her that she had no business at ringside during Sky and Ripley's Women's World Championship match. Again, Rhea is still at this topic. And Ripley says she's just at ringside to watch. Same thing as Bianca did a couple of weeks ago. Sky tries to intervene, but Belair slaps her. Ripley then sends Belair crashing onto the table and powerbombs Sky on top of her, and then picks up the contract and signs it herself. Ooh. Do my ears and mind deceive me here? Are we getting a little callback from 20 years ago? Or should I say 21 years ago? Didn't this happen when Benoit won the Royal Rumble and he challenged Triple H at WrestleMania 20 for the World Heavyweight Championship? And Shawn Michaels came out of nowhere during Benoit and Triple H's contract signing, only for Michaels to super kick Benoit and Michaels grabbing a contract and putting his signature on it. Which we ended up getting a triple threat match at WrestleMania 20 at Madison Square Garden for the world title, which Benoit, of course, ended up winning. I think they're going with the same route here. Ripley signed the contract. But keep this in mind. Both Io and Bianca signed that contract. So where would Rhea sign that contract at? That's the question I'm asking. Was there an extra dotted line there for Rhea to sign? Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But I love the callback here from WrestleMania 20. I love the callback. Great stuff by Triple H. Again, great stuff. Sure. I like it. Does this call for a triple threat match at WrestleMania? You're damn right. I wouldn't mind it. Outside of that, what is Rhea doing at WrestleMania? Simple. You're really going to leave Rhea Ripley out of WrestleMania? You're kidding me? No. They will add Rhea to this match. They will make it a triple threat at WrestleMania. And it calls for it. I don't mind it. Again, should be a banger of a match. I like this segment. Straightforward to the point. I like it. I absolutely like it. Jey Uso, 2025 Men's Royal Rumble winner, makes his way out to the ring. 8-time Down Under follows as well. We get Jey Uso versus Austin Theory. Obviously, I said this last week. Jey Uso faced Grayson Waller last week. How much would I bet this week we get Jey Uso versus Austin Theory? And I was right on that standpoint. So, this match went quick. Quicker than a quickie. The bell rings and Theory goes straight after Jey. He fires off strikes on him, but Jey delivers a spear on him for the win. Quickie. 1, 2, 3. No near fall on this. Jey Uso wins. Again, I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again this week. Wrestling 101, folks. Jey Uso does not need to lose before WrestleMania. He has to build as much momentum as possible going into WrestleMania against Gunther and the World Heavyweight Championship. So again, did Jey Uso need to lose this match? No. He beat Austin Theory in quickie fashion here. After the match, 8-time Down Under looks to beat down Jey. Jey sends them both crashing out of the ring, but Gunther looks to lock in another sleeper on Jey Uso once again. Jey sees him coming and grabs the World Heavyweight Championship belt from him. He holds it up, then dumps it onto the floor on the outside in front of Gunther. So, Jey's been getting sleeper holds here and there against Gunther. Only for Jey Uso this week to figure out where Gunther's coming from. Good. No 10 weeks from hell from Gunther this week on Raw. So, again, this was a quick match. Quick. Something needs to give. I need Gunther to do a little more damage to Jey. Make me not believe in Jey Uso. Here's a spoiler, folks. You can't. Again, I think Jey Uso wins the World Championship at WrestleMania, and we see 70 to 75,000 doing the yeet. The biggest yeet of all time will come at WrestleMania as Jey Uso will beat Gunther for the world title. It's going to happen, folks. Get used to it. It's going to happen. American Made makes the way down to the ring. LWO follows. We got a tag team match real quick. LWO against American Made. Now, didn't American Made go after the tag team titles just a few weeks ago? And they lost to the War Raiders. Weren't we trying to build up American Made? Why are they losing to the LWO? Can I ask that question? Just a honest question. Why are we having American Made lose to LWO? I will continue with this match after Brutus tags in, delivers a knee to Lee in the corner. He fires off forearms on Lee, but Ray tags in and connects with a Hurricane Rana on Julius. He rains down right hands on Julius, well, Ray does, and delivers a DDT on him. He lands a second Hurricane Rana to Julius onto the ropes, then dials it up with a 619, connects with a splash over the top and from the apron for the win. LWO wins, they defeat American Made on Monday Night Raw. After the match, Max Luchador in an American mask attacks Lee and Ray. Out of nowhere, he lands a German suplex on Lee and sends Ray crashing on top of him with a second one, then connects with a diving headbutt on Lee off the top rope. Grande Americano. Sounds like a freaking drink from Starbucks that you can get for freaking $8.99. A venti for $8.99. There you go. What is Chad Gable doing at WrestleMania? That's what I want to know too. We're literally 5 weeks out of WrestleMania. 5 weeks. What is Chad Gable doing at WrestleMania? You can't leave him out of WrestleMania. Can they? Seth Rollins makes his way down to the ring. I heard a report, I don't know how true this is. Apparently they took out the word freaking out of Seth freaking Rollins, and his name is back to Seth Rollins. I don't mind it. I don't mind it whatsoever. I don't mind it. Rollins welcomes fans to Monday Night Rollins. The crowd's chanting, whoa, whoa. I love that when the crowds do that, especially the freaking international crowds. Love it. The John Cena sucks chant that we got. They're chanting Cody's name. They were singing Cody's theme, Rollins' theme. I love these international crowds. Shout out to every single one of you. If you're from the international part of the world, love it, love it. Their crowds are always energetic, every single time. So Rollins welcomes fans to Monday Night Rollins. Then introduces himself and addresses Roman Reigns after he interfered in a steel cage match last week at Madison Square Garden. He calls CM Punk the luckiest loser on the planet. And if he had a few more seconds in the cage, he would have stomped his head and ended his WrestleMania 41 dreams. He says he's left to clean up Reigns' mess, then says he will put him in his place along the way. He says Punk and Reigns will be in the same place at the same time on Friday night. And that's where Seth Rollins will be. In Italy, this Friday on SmackDown. Since I am off from work on Friday, I will cover SmackDown. I will. So, Rollins just got straight to the point. Said what he said. He's going to be on SmackDown Friday. I'm looking forward to this trio of a segment on Friday night. Punk will be there. Roman will be there. Rollins will be there. And the biggest wild card in this, Paul Heyman will be there on Friday on SmackDown in Italy. Should be a big, big show. So far, these internationals have been pretty good. Belgium was great tonight. I'm looking forward to SmackDown on Friday. Really am. Just because of Rollins, Reigns, and Punk alone. I'm looking forward to SmackDown this Friday. Only sad part is that SmackDown's 3 hours, which I'm not really a fan of. Go back to 2 hours. 3 is a little too long. Main event time. Main event time. Bron Breakker defends the Intercontinental Championship against Finn Balor. Remember those times we used to call him, where we used to call him Smiley Finn? You remember those days? Smiley Finn, underwear model Finn Balor. Man, has he came a long way. Which I love that for Finn. I'm a big Finn Balor guy. I am. I love Finn Balor, especially dating back to NXT. Main event, Intercontinental Championship match. This matchup was great. A good main event show. Good main event match here. The bell rings and Breakker levels Balor with a clothesline. He sends Balor crashing into the corner and fires those shoulders on him before the action spills out of the ring, and Balor levels Breakker. Balor rains down right hands on Breakker back into the ring, then levels him with a drop kick. He continues beating down Breakker, but Breakker responds with a back body drop and follows it up with a power slam. Dominic Mysterio and Carlito run down to the ring, opening the door for Balor to roll up Breakker. Breakker kicks out. 2-fall, by the way, near fall there. But Breakker lands an elbow drop on him. Breakker lands a flying clothesline over the announce desk on Balor off the apron, then dumps him back into the ring. Balor drops Breakker into the corner, then rolls him up. Breakker kicks out, then connects with a power slam on Balor and pins him. Balor kicks out on another near fall, then ascends to the top. Breakker meets him up there, then delivers a Frankensteiner on him and follows it up with a spear for the 1, 2, 3. Bron Breakker retains the Intercontinental Championship. No doubt about it. Breakker was not losing the IC title before WrestleMania. Post-match festivities here. After the match, Dominic and Carlito blindside Breakker. Dominic grabs the Intercontinental Championship. Before anything else can happen, Penta's music hits, and he runs down to the ring. He super kicks Dom and Carlito, and Breakker delivers a spear to Carlito. Breakker and Penta then stare down one another as Breakker holds up the Intercontinental Championship as the show goes off the air. That was a great spot there, where Penta and Breakker are facing each other as Breakker lifts up the Intercontinental Championship. Great spot there. Again, do I see Penta and Breakker at WrestleMania for the IC title? Sure. I would love to see that. But something's telling me we're getting a multi-man match. If they're not doing Balor and Dom at WrestleMania, I think we're 100% getting a multi-man match at WrestleMania for the IC title. I really do believe that. But this was a great main event. Good match here for what it was. Especially, it was a great ending with Penta facing off with Breakker holding up the IC title. I thought that was a great segue to end the show as we go into Scotland next week. Apparently, we're also getting Cena there with Cody and Punk next week. Punk wasn't on the show tonight because he'll be on SmackDown on Friday. Apparently, we're getting A-Town Down Under versus Jey Uso and a mystery partner. Raw's in Scotland next week. Why do I have a feeling? Now, I could be way out of the ballpark here. I could be in the ticket booth going into the stadium right now. Is it possible with this WWE and TNA partnership? Is it possible that we get the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Joe Hendry? He is from Scotland, I believe so, right? I believe he is from Scotland. Is it possible that he teams up with Jey Uso next week against A-Town Down Under? Or do we get Jimmy? I don't know. Maybe we get the Usos back together. I don't know. I don't know who could be Jey Uso's partner for next week against A-Town Down Under. Raw's looking like a good show next week with Cena and Cody and Punk next week. And then SmackDown Friday's looking like a can't miss show with Roman, Punk, and Rollins. I think we get that announcement for WrestleMania. I do think we're going to get that triple threat for WrestleMania. I do think so. We will talk about it on SmackDown on Friday on the Near Fall podcast right here on the channel. I thought Raw tonight was a very good show. Very serviceable show. It got a lot of WrestleMania build going on, and I like that. Triple H starting to cook. Starting to cook a little bit. He's not on the freaking gas pedal going 105 miles an hour on the fucking Major League. He's going right now at least 70, 75 miles an hour. And then as soon as we get to SmackDown Friday, he's going to go over to at least 85. That's when shit really does start cooking. With 4 weeks to go for WrestleMania. By the time we get the SmackDown Friday, it'll be officially 4 weeks until WrestleMania. And I'm excited for WrestleMania. I'm excited. Let me know down below in the comment section what you thought of Raw tonight. Thank you guys so much for staying with me throughout this whole entire video. If you're up to this point of the video, please leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you thought of John Cena's promo tonight. Did you think it was good, bad? What did you think? Was it good? Was it bad? The comment section is now yours. Comment down below also what you thought of Monday Night Raw tonight. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. Please follow me on social media. My social media will be down below in the description of this very video down below. And I will see you guys on Friday. I will not cover AEW. I will not support AEW. I don't support AEW no more. I don't. Fuck that company. Fuck Tony Khan. Fuck Mercedes Moné. And fuck everybody in that company. Fuck every single one of them. So until then, guys, I will see you guys on Friday for SmackDown. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video all over social media, and I will see you guys on Friday for SmackDown right here on the Near Fall podcast. So then, I'm your boy Chris. Talk to you guys later.